If you were born between 1995 and 2003, then you had a Wii, and if you didn't have a Wii, then one of your 3 friends had a Wii. And if they didn't have one, your auntie who only used it for balling on the balance board had a Wii. One game united them all, and that was Wii Play, and everyone knew which minigame was number 1. Thy name is Wii Tanks. Today we're going to see if we can beat all the tools and rule the school without shooting a single tic-tac and relying solely on home-sourced eggs as combat. As a kid, I recall going wild on this minigame masterpiece, and you could call me the chief of the class because I whooped tank ass and beat all 20 levels. But now I'm a man, and today it's God's plan to return to my roots but never shoot and harness the power of poultry to crush my enemy. They say you can cook an egg 100 ways, but I only know 2. Leave them over easy and give them the squeezy so they explode in any passing code, or wait for them to be thrown and bounce back to give the bad guys the clap. Unfortunately, the tanks that I'll now exclusively refer to as tools learn to not alt-F for themselves in tool school, so that strategy can only be used in rarity. My only real chance is the egg peg, but it comes with its own disadvantage, like accidental self-seppuku, and it may be true that I can dodge like a god, but not my minds. Their dodging coach was a fraud, so if I can't escape my placement in time, then it's a ride on the pain train on my own dime. Mission 1 presents a barely conscious pile of tin they call an enemy in front of me who openly presents himself as accepting eggs, so I give him the 1, 2, 3, 4 I declare an egg war, get the hell out of my face you immobile eyesore. Mission 2 was a critical test. If Slow Joe moved away from my mines, the pooch may be screwed because he unloads too few tic-tacs that I would almost never get him to kill himself. Seems there's no I in AI, and if they all do that, then I'll be sitting pretty in a tree full of golden trophies, all reading God of Tanks who never shot a bullet. Spoiler, they didn't all work this way. Stage 3 is scrap metal and 2 Slow Joes. I met my maker for the first few times at the hand of these hoes, using corner quickscopes as their method of murder. Another anti-hero was my own eggs, because while the Slow Joes would shoot the shadow of where I just was, if I had laid an egg, they'd play boom tag you're dead to your own mind because I shot it, so I emphasized the need I'd have throughout the whole game to time my egg spots between the shots of whichever tool I was trying to make a fool, and after a cool bang 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 it was 3 for 3, it was plain to see that the first few levels would still be free. Mission 4 struck the memory core of my childhood strats because I remember beating this level in only 4 shots, give a quick skibbity bop to the tin scrap, then a walk up hard scope to the Slow Joes, but I can't shoot tic-tacs no mo, so each became a come and go breakfast delivery. Here's your egg, please drive over it, thank you for using the Spiffendor Express, your one-stop shop to getting dropped. I had a bit of a learning lane here because I noticed the necessity of watching the tools and nozzles because they couldn't flick. Their whole shtick was to slowly line me up before firing so I could track those that were less aware to know if it was smart for me to dare approach. Hello, egg time, you didn't even see me, no point blank blast for you, no thank you. Who remembers these guys? The speed shitters who have that impressive knack of hitting you during the pause you take to place a mine. Approaching is impossible because they'll dome you before you can count to 1, 2, 3 dead bitch, and self-removal services aren't available for this type since their shots don't bounce. What remains is to collect the analytical data of the movement of the speed shitter to determine which A to B they're going to take today because they don't shy away from scrambled eggs and will happily approach for a roast. After playing Crack the Path, I used trigonometric math to determine their destination and gave the green light to Initiation Project Whoop-Ass Speed Shitters. Mission 6 housed a bunch of tools juiced up on Runner Raid who had put in an expressed effort to constantly be on the opposite side of the map from me and my world-ending eggs that came out of my butthole, not my nozzle, so I couldn't reach them to ask them if they'd ever heard of our Lord and Savior not fucking turning around every time you spot an enemy. I literally had to trap these twines like they could see my minds, and every attempt took like 10 minutes. The more I harnessed my inner Neo and looked deeper into the code, the clearer I could see Nintendo developers laughing at me. This level seemed almost specifically designed to not be beaten without shooting. Mission 7 is the last I'd consider to be for casuals and not an above and beyond gamer like myself. Presented with an intimate 1 versus 1 battle to the last hen in the chicken coop, it's as simple as planting an egg and razzle-dazzling speed shitter's nozzle while his buddies migrate north like a Canadian during summer. Once that's done, it comes to popping in and out and leaving invitations to the breakfast club, but you know what they say, three's a party, so eventually they all give in and accept. Only problem here is their alternative to friendly fire is shutting off the jizz valves when they're near each other, making it a bit hard to predict when they'll shoot if they're not quite touching tips, but just a little bit. Mission 8 is the beginning of your end, because these yellow guys are about to bend your balls and kill your patience until it crawls out of your body and dies on the sidewalk. Great news, you might have thought these tanks were as blind to your minds as I am to Ligma jokes, but Mellow Yellow here sees the code like Neo and would rather lick a homeless man's foot than step on your egg, so you're left with no choice except to walk around with your dick in your hands until the turning leg becomes too much and you run into their Slow Joe-esque tic-tacs that only get shot once a bloom boom, but with surprising effectiveness when they are. I spent a few on this stage off stream because I would have been ashamed to show my face knowing my stream experience was going to be getting ass blasted for hours by a bunch of noob tubing campers, so when I came online I had a plan. See, Mellow Yellow likes to lay mines every second step, and hello, they can't go on their own mines, so they end up pinned in the corner wondering, how did I get here, stepsister? And that's when I can pop in and say, hey, do you like omelets? And I don't even care if they like omelets or not because I can't cook for shit, and instead they just get raw egg in the face. Despite the trapping tech, just lay a fat one near the speed shitters and eventually they'll mosey on over trying to stay relevant, but really I'm over them, so they're kind of just icing on the cake with way too many eggs in it, and it's really just a grind waiting for Mellow Yellow to trap itself enough to cook a dub on this one. Oh, but sometimes instead of getting trapped they just fucking dome you because I mean, you're supposed to shoot in this game and that's fair. Honestly, I considered this level was impossible. If you think this is easy, try it, tanks noob. Then 9 is like 8 except trade speed shitters for sloppy joes, and it's a matter of tower defense because their base is OP in that it hides tic-tacs and I can only see the -x, -y quadrant. High school math finally paid off because about 69 Pythagorean theories later I finally learned what angles are in time to trap the last Mellow Yellow and send him off to his fellow chumps in corner trap heaven where they learn that being minors kinda restricts what they can do on the map. Suddenly 10 made me scared because new friends means potential new ends, because if a tank can ever shoot and dodge mines I'll be reduced to walking in circles hoping they alt F4 themselves, but thankfully Pink is the biggest fool of all the tools and might hold the record for most effective at quickscoping eggs that result in their KDA looking worse than, well, mine. Mission 11 was a reminder of how far I'd come, whacking tools and learning rules, and consisted solely of fools who lacked aversion to yellow boom eggs, resulting in some patient in and out egging before a gross reminder of Mission 6 with 2 speed shitters who preferred corner camping to egg trampling, so it took a hot second to kill them but proved evidence of how far above any tank I was that couldn't dodge mines. If any tool couldn't gear through my view and see my eggs, and they were as free as a water cup at McDonald's, and as long as the level had only tanks that rolled over my mines, then I could see the rest of the game being free too. Let's play a game. If I can die 5 times in the next moment, you gotta like, comment, and subscribe. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Bang, 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 bang. The green tank is the second nearest to impossible to kill because of the thrill of never knowing from which angle their shots are coming. We haven't met the worst yet, but this beast truly deserves its name. Penetrating, explosive nonsense, initiating stress, or penis for short. If you don't move, popped. You move, pop. There are 2 local egg-gobbling pinkies lining up for a crack, but despite their less than intimidating presence, they create an urgency that penis capitalizes on. Bounce, bounce, dead. An endless cycle of unpredictability that makes their immobility their strongest ability because of my inability to put them down without going around the bend and in their face with their gun in my face to come and go like a cool guy that doesn't look at explosions, except I'm not cool. There's just another tool whose only rule is to kill blue egg layers like myself. But it isn't impossible to read the code after an hour of having the manual shoved down your throat, so eventually I find a route that without a doubt was never intended to work because it takes just 2 tic-tacs to kill these peneyes, since if you shoot straight at them horizontally they'll never shoot back because Alt F4 isn't on their keyboard and they'll never tick if they're gonna get tagged for it. Mellow Yellow is back, baby, and maybe the speed shitters just took their vitamin never give in today because they're back to play with a wider array of reinforcements, but to their dismay, my muscles never forgot the bullshit Mission 8 put them through, and like a blind monk in every kung fu movie, I just sense the tic-tacs now. It is the simple process of letting the enemy blow their load before Mellow Yellow starts eating chode in the corner, missing only an egg for a complete breakfast, so I serve them sunny side and the speed shitters can no longer hide from my zigzags. I see their shots before they even come out of their gun, and although this level is no fun, I have it done around the same time that some non-believing omelet haters come into my chat and bet me a Waluigi cosplay WAP dance that I can't beat every level without the cool breath tic-tacs provide, so I say let's ride and bet them subscriptions to some guy who does stupid shit in games, and now the success of our venture has gone from hopeful to absolutely fucking necessary after I Google what WAP is and decide I'd probably die inside if I did that with my body. So hello Mellow Yellow, I'm the last fellow you'll ever meet. You walked onto the wrong goddamn street. I've got to accomplish this feat so I can afford to eat and at least keep some of my dignity. I got him to kill himself. Bad news, boys. Penis the Menace is here to ravage my dreams, as it seems long hallways don't bode well when your armory is melee only and Pinky starts with her nozzle almost impossible to avoid, and I rely on her entirely to dip out so I can plan a mad dash behind the Penis line of endless domes. It's like I'm robbing their home, except I'm all alone. It's bad enough to bring a knife to a gunfight, but try bringing a knife to a gunfight where the bullets bounce twice and Penis isn't exactly throwing dice with his shots. They're aimed like a predator missile, except I'm actually the prey and this isn't your map if all you can do is lay eggs. Nozzle strats save the days. The only way to approach this roach is to wait until they look away, then make a mad dash and pray that they wouldn't whip out a quickscope headshot for the montage. I've already been in a montage and it wasn't great. Once I've mastered the art of keeping my cheeks from splitting apart, there's just one left of each, but thankfully Pinky excels at finding the quickest road to hell and would never kiss and tell, so I get her to kiss this wall twice, which doesn't work great for her. Damn, try maybe putting that in rice. In the meantime, there's one last tic-tac in prime time to tell Penis that his ass is mine.
Killed it! Let's go!
So you folks met Mellow Yellow, which was an egg-hating fellow, but luckily would regularly trap itself in the corner and only shoot on a quarter moon. Will allow me to introduce you to Tic-Tac Tommy, who sports an impressive egg intolerance with a combination of rapid-fire fresh breath, resulting in no couch corners, no lack of shooting disorders, and absolutely no hope boners. So my options to kill Tommy remain exclusive to seppuku, which is to fall on your own sword, but Tommy only plays on a 5D chessboard and was already a couple parallel universes ahead of me when it came to missing and instead hitting himself, so all I could do is grab the last playbook on the shelf, but it's something to do with going around in circles hoping something would happen. The possibility of impossibility loomed ahead of me, and an eternity of shame from failing this game and committing a WAP grew larger and louder until I... Oh, I got you now, bitch. Seemed spin to win would be the path to making Tommy sin, and soon enough I had them dizzy, choking on glizzy, and all that they could do was vomit that shit, leading to them blundering and getting hit. Damn, 16, just 5 off the sauce, but sadly now the sauce is in the hands of the raunchiest band of tools, Tic-Tac Tommies and Penis. I had just given both Tommy and his mommy the clappening, but the odds of that happening again were remarkably tiny given I couldn't escape the safety of my corner cabin without rolling straight into the quick tacs themselves. To make things more tilting, whenever Tommy came for a corner meet and greet, there'd be no happy feet dodging. I could only accept defeat by close range tic-tacs. I could see the next week of my life being torn from anything good and sweet, just stuck hoping that tic-tac-tommy.exe stops working with nothing concrete to work with, until I made the mother of all hen discoveries and uncovered that Tommy's egg repulsion goes to the level where he refuses to even shoot while in range of them. Meaning he'll just back away in shame and, unlike his name, keep that fresh mouth closed until he's out of range of the yolk, which gives me time to lay another joke with the simple punchline of "Hey bitch, you're dead," so as long as I'm planting eggs in the vicinity before Tommy gets a whiff of me, then I can bait him into an untimely end via comedy and extend my promiscuity to include every tank on the field. So now the prospect of winning this game is actually a thing. Thanks to my newfound Tommy tilting technique, I finally wreak havoc on this mission and finally win against the absolutely hell-spawned tools within. I would like to introduce you to a new form of dancing. It's called penis romancing. Essentially, it's the nastiest version of pick a path and plow through the surrounding warpath of quick tack hell. Watch that nozzle. I could probably write a novel on the jizzing patterns of these penis. Wait, well I kind of am, but look at this dance. They never stood a chance after about an hour and a half of me shitting my pants, hoping they never clapped my blue chrome cheeks. Because for some reason, sometimes they shot where I was and other times instead where I would be, which didn't make for a very free level with routing, and never doubting that this nightmare would end, I was finally able to send the final peni to an early grave with the help of balls that came out of my blue body. Wait a second. I just did it. Mission 18 gave me a "Hey babe, let's find out what you've learned. Don't worry, we burned the guy who made the last level. Here's the level that's on whatever the opposite of steroids is, because here's a Pinky screaming kill me and 2 speed shitters because I just wanted to make sure you could still lay a mine and wait for the enemy to die. I mean, here's some tic-tac Tommies, but let's be real, it didn't really feel like 2 was very much, especially when they could reliably push Penny off the edge and pull off the quick 1-2 seppuku true combo. Now 3 tic-tac Tommies had been hard, and even with my legendary strategy still had very little kill ability, so we're near the end and my pride will depend on if I can kill 8 of them. If failure was a possibility, then it would be in this vicinity because of the insanity that even the first 3 seconds of the fight brought. Little Southern Tommy liked to shoot wildly off the gate, and while usually your own tic-tacs could give his the smack, then give himself the whack, that wasn't a tactic I could use, so it was reset city until I could squeeze through the first volley and land the run. Bitch, I've gotten egged and legged past before the most satisfying blast of the game. In theory, the thing I'd love to see is watching each Tommy slowly come around my corner and get pinned like the tail on the donkey to the wall by my eggs and endure the great fall, but they must have taught these Tommies sleight of hand because they were a naughty band of smooth gunslingers that would quickscope me coming around the corner before any pinning and winning could occur. The inconsistency of my strategy blatantly called for a change, so chat and I racked our brains before coming up with something we called... Watch this. Got him. This way, I'm moving horizontally. They can't get the shot of me, but I get the corner. It's the ultimate purple tank takedown. All we gotta do is wait for all 8. And so the grind began with all of our tanks clout on the line, just dying time and time again to the first Tommy before attempting to body everyone around the corner. The training montage ensued as we mastered our now tried and true IOU Tommy 1 egg to the mouth, getting clapped by the man down south just for a shot at everything this game's got to try and stop the man who will inevitably be on top. Thanks a lot, wee tanks, you pushed me to my brink, but I'm here to sink your shit, and just like that it was a 1v1. This motherfucker, I'm telling you, this guy's built different. This guy's built different. Well, that went about as well as biting into your omelet and finding shells, so I was still stuck in grinding hell, but with a bit more mad skill I could finally say farewell to this beast that at the very least earned me 20 subs by giving the impression of being a major cause of depression in challenge runners like myself. But I will take my trophy and put it proudly on my shelf. Wait, what do you mean there's still another level to be seen? Oh, you mean level 20 where the accident calendar is stuck on 0 because self-harm I guess is the charm. So I play a little ring around the king. Psych bitch, your throne is mine. I own this place and I nominate the egg as the only weapon in my arsenal. That's right folks, no Tic Tacs were used in the creation of this video. Get your fresh breath away like Gaston. I passed on being ordinary and I pushed the game to an extraordinary limit and proved that we tanks can be beaten without shooting once. Now, I'm not putting it outside the realm of possibility that we return to this. It could happen. Oh yeah, that's time. It could happen because I could try beating all levels without dying once either. Just saying.